Yo, what's up everybody, it's the Legend of W here, and I am back in another horror story. Yay! Seul Alone, the entry, or Entree. So this game was sent to me by Paranormal Games, so thank you so much for sending me a key, guys. I really do appreciate it. So, this game is like a detective horror novel, to my understanding. I don't even know if I said that all right, but anyway, we're gonna go into it. It's all a story, so we're gonna read a lot. Okay, new. It's about to begin. Shh, I know. Well, how far do you think? Not very. Now keep quiet, would you? We're about to begin. Tumble out? Looking for something? No. Yes, oh, we gotta scroll. Everything is black, but it feels thick. Almost blankety. Complete darkness totally surrounds you. All you can feel is a hard floor beneath your feet. It's smooth and polished. You're sure of that. The darkness can be felt against your skin, like it has a solidity like it has a solidity to it in some way. There are no sounds or smells, but you feel if there were. They would have to work slightly harder to move through the velvet veil of blackness. You hear a lady with a soft, silky voice. Looking for something, darling? Okay, wait, the volume's too loud. Wait, where am I? Remember. Oh, darling. You're back where you've been before, but never happened to stay too long. You always seem to have your mind made up and bags packed. Come to think of it, her voice does have this familiar feeling, in a way. Could this be a dream? Is this a dream? What is your name? What is your name? She's sitting comfortably. Everything comes into focus, almost pushing the darkness away. It's her. The voice. She looks a little creepy. She looks like she's dead. She's slumped in the chair, looking at you almost as though she's watching you without any interest. Like she's seen a familiar face she knows all too well. Almost completely knowing you. Nothing. Ameliana's the name, darling. Nice to meet you. She smirks, coyishly, as if knowing something you do not. Don't you want to know my name? A pleasure to meet you. May I call you Liana? I feel like I know you. It's so strange. A pleasure to meet you. May I call you Liana? She smiles flirtatiously. Names are so formal. She adds in a mystic way, almost as if a cool breeze caught her words and drifted them away. Should I walk over to her? You walk over to her. This must be a dream. So that means I can do anything in here that I want. And I want her. Ooh. You rip her shirt down, exposing her back as she turns away from you. You feel excitement surge through you. Oh. I don't know what's happening. Do you want me? She whispers. Her dreamy eyes look up at you as she turns her head ever so gently. She raises herself in the seat. Her lips are luscious and red. You are sure you can smell her hair or the perfume scent that is only a trace now. But you know it. You are familiar with it, or it to you. Lavender. Do you want me? She asks again, with a whispered, long breath. She inhales slowly and deeply while arching her back, pushing herself and resting on you. Her hands grip her loose shirt and dress at the waist. She is ready, waiting to take them off. Okay, what's gonna happen? Yes, I do, but this feels wrong. No, we should stop. Yes. She looks up at you and smiles as you move into her. Your hand runs down the side of her face, and you lean down to kiss her. Her mouth is already warm and wet. You realize as your tongue passes each other that you are oddly cold. Colder than her. She is fire compared to you. She moans. You feel cold and dead in comparison. Your free hand slides down her shoulder and grips her waist. She exhales, and her breath smells sweet. While she kisses you, you feel her body moving, sliding her clothes down. You close your eyes, enjoying the state of arousal you find yourself in, focusing on every motion of movement, every touch of her warmth. You open your eyes in a dreamy and euphoric way. She smiles as her hand tenderly lays itself upon the side of your face. She is half turned now. Your eyes drift down below her waist. Did she cut my leg or something? Her legs are separated, laying on the floor. You vault away. Your eyes widen. You look back at her. What? She passed out? You gasp for air. Where the...
Boy.
Did this go wrong? What?
Boy.
You step backwards in fright, mouth gapping, trying to scream. But it is without a sound. The surrounding blackness seems darker now. All that stands in contrast, collaged and framed in the body of a woman with amputated legs. It isn't even a man?
Boy.
What was her name?
Boy.
Where is this? Suddenly you notice movement to your right. Your head spins to its destination, heart filled with dread. You know, the sounds are really creepy, by the way, and what's up with this pig? A pig waddles into the light, sniffing and grunting, heading towards the direction of the body. You turn back to the body. Okay, I got a bad feeling about this. She stands in front of you. Oh, whoa. Whoa. I scrolled too far. She stands in front of you. You feel strangeness and terror roll over you, confused and lunacy. I'm in hell, or I'm insane. All I wanted to do was...
Boy.
She begins to shake violently, almost like static white noise. She still hasn't turned around. You begin to black out, unable to move or breathe. She fades away, and now it is only darkness. You can feel yourself drifting away, your conscious self separating. Suddenly, you see... What the hell is that? A featherless baby bird chirping. Oh. In its feeble state, it can barely get a sound out, but it sounds like a weak-lunged soul, 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 soul. The end, undoubtedly, is always close. Kid sliding. Soul, 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 soul alone. The end. Alright, let's see if there's anything else here. Is this a dream? Okay, so when I choose is this a dream, this is what happens. Okay, so I see... A light begins to glow a few feet in front of you. 3 cats sit upon rocking chairs. The female voice begins. Well, of course, darling. It's where everything comes in a fully unconnected circle, where 3 is 1. Do you ever listen to a song for that one part? This is that part, where it all folds in on itself. What? You think to yourself, oh, darn, you should rub your eyes now. Oh, her again. Okay. Let's see. Don't you want to know my name? Oh, sweet pea, there's no need to know names here. Names never end well, darling. Believe me. But you just told me you're... Well, You're you, darling. We all know who you are, she interrupts. We, you think to yourself. They all know me? But how? You think to yourself as you also come to the conclusion there's no point going on then if they all seem to know you. Or maybe there really is no need for names here. Wherever here really is. Emiliana's hair is dark, thick, and silky. It oddly looks younger than her. You imagine it would smell like it's just been washed and dried. Her clothes all fit loosely on her, and all through she is slim. She is not skinny, just perfect, you think to yourself. Just perfect. You repeat again in your mind, almost as though you have just finished a painting or building a shelf you always needed or spring cleaned and rearranged your room. That feeling of accomplishment met with a nice self-pat on the back. But you had no hand in her creation. Well, at least as far as you know. Perhaps it's just more of an admiration than anything else. Like bearing witness to something and completely understanding the reason and method of it, and it fills you with a like-minded accomplishment as a fellow creationist within the same realm of whoever created the thing or situation in this case. Like two separated gods admiring each other's works, or even a new god coming across an old god's works and comprehending what the older god's intention was when creating this such and such. Look closer? You look deeper at her face, deeper into her. There is something there under the surface. Something you know rather well. She's wearing a face. She's hiding it. I know because I've done it so often. Standing in line, speaking to an acquaintance, answering the "Are you okay?" kind of question. The one that is asked, but most of the time out of politeness, with no real interest or weight to it. No different to a "bless you" after a sneeze, almost as if reactionary and knee-jerk habit. The only difference is "bless you" does come with the fear of where the present moment goes next. What will come out of the "Are you okay?" question? What problem will be brought to light that you will now have to help deal with? What off-course issue would arise that may pull you away from your flight plan of getting through the day? What effort? There are those that genuinely care though, and most of us have at least one of them in our lives. So that's gotta count. But there's something wrong here, and this place seems like it needs more due care. She seems like she could possibly be as lost as me, and I'd rather be lost with someone than alone and lost. At least for the moment anyway. Alone and lost feels like more madness than is already necessary. What is wrong, Emiliana? I said that all wrong. What is wrong, Emiliana? Excuse me? Okay, so this is her, huh? Can I click on? Okay, no, I can't click on anything. Alright, cool. Well, darling, since you've asked, I've been having terrible dreams of late. I find myself in a state of perpetual sadness. On one hand, I do know there is a luxury in thinking, in contemplating, but On the other hand, it never stops. I don't want it on my mind all the time. Do you know what it's like being the crumb that exists? She pauses for a moment, looking you up and down slowly. Then she seems to look beyond you, past you, outward, towards the blackness behind you. No, I'm sure you wouldn't. Exactly, darling. Maybe you would, but definitely not the reader. The readers are something more than us. I'm stretched and strained. Oh, darling, all I get are headaches, accompanied by anger and pain, and time is the tragedy. Is it just a question of faith? Is there just the baker who decided to have this crumb, me here, and decided to have me here? Crumbling captured in these questions? Okay. What a counterfactual idea of metaphysical nonsense. A girl with a mind to question the intentions of herself, a mind questioning its own mind. Oh, darling, a chain of drunk coincidence, maybe, questioning everything. She wipes her face with her hands and then stretches her fingers through her hair. It smoothly glides between her whitened knuckles. Her head tilts back, exposing the defined ridges, curves, and lines of her face. Their smoothness become uncherished highways. You feel a sudden head rush, a lonely head rush like passing a sign on a dark highway road, having it become illuminated suddenly and then passed over, back into the dark again just as abruptly. However, in your vision, you are not the driver. For some reason she is, but she is ghostly, transparent, almost as you can also see everything from her point of view or just above her, maybe to the upper right of her head. As the sign emerges from the dark, a figure stands beside it. You are the one out there on the side of the road, standing next to the passing by sign, staring into the vehicle as it speeds past. You see yourself come into the headlight. Then the red glow of the tail lights bathe you as you are swallowed again. You continue to stare through the rear vision mirror as you return to where you are currently. Am I? Is she? Are we? Protruded pale knuckles gliding through silky black hair? Or is there a piece of us lost in here somewhere, you consider? Tell me, darl, what does it even mean to exist? Especially here where nothing really happens, ever. For example, if you were to think of the word color without mercy or malice, you would get an explanation involving light. Light, darling. Light. But of exist, you only ever get other words describing... Okay, the music's getting a little crazy. The same thing. Damned mirrors upon mirrors. This whole place seems like it's stacked in a dark corner of a mirror. A dead spot in the reflection. But whose reflection am I stuck in? You think to yourself. Is it different for different people asking the same questions? What of the readers? The ones who truly just visit and know the score? Who after this just leave? Such freedom could it be? What is, and nothing more, crystal clear? Just all in our minds. Just whatever is real. Maybe the readers have the same questions as us and aren't so different. Perhaps that's why they come. Ameliana shifts into her chair and looks around as though checking whether or not there is anyone else around. I hear a dog. She leans in towards you and her voice lowers to a more serious note. Darling, how do we even tell what does exist and what does not? How do we protect ourselves from it and find the answers that are lost. Does existence require something to affect something else? If it doesn't affect anything, does it not exist? Darling, would it require the need to create change on something, no matter how slight or soft, or at least resist itself being changed by something else? She's staring past you again, not through you, but just beyond you. So, is it just being able to prevent change that otherwise would have taken effect, or created that would have otherwise not happened like this? I have so many choices. White? Huh? I think I understand. You lost me? Are you actually insane? Here's another option. Do I exist? Exists is overrated. Think, therefore I am. Do any of these options even matter? Okay, I would choose the one at the bottom, but we're gonna play around with this. Here's another option. Yeah. Okay. See? Like the blind. Well, it seems I may be into something here, darling. So something exists only when it is having an effect on something else. The effect upon effect upon effect. That's her hand. She smirks with a look of accomplishment and lounges back into her chair, sedated almost with achievement. No matter how minuscule the effect is, it still shows it to exist, even where intentionally creating all the options to lead to the same outcome. Compendium, did I say that right? A compendium of effects, merely affecting other effects, which then affect upon effect. Okay, wow. So, darling, if I have then affected you now, does that mean I exist just as much as you? Even for a split moment, is that the true function or extent of my purpose? I guess, darling, it just may be for now. That'll have to do. Maybe, darling, the real question is, how do I live? How do we live? You, me, the reader, all of us. It just all could be one big coincidence, and the only difference is the degree of suffering. The greater the suffering, the smaller the coincidence. A flip side of fate. Like an idea, like an atom bomb, like fiction pushing itself into a mind and gripping a slither of existence, trying to prove to itself that it has purpose and meaning. Darling, it all feels like it's falling away. She smiles and looks directly at you. Do you think you're like me? Wanting someone to be afraid of losing you? Always finding yourself terrified of losing the ones closest to you? Doubting anyone would ever fight to keep you around? No, we are nothing the same. Run! Was that her stare, like looking at me? She wanted to kill me? Run. Run! Was the last thing you heard her scream in your face before you could comprehend the situation, as you were already running aimlessly into this darkness. As you ran, you were sure you heard her screaming. It came almost from nowhere. She just flipped out. Already being on edge, it shocked you into instant flight. Am I just running in circles or a straight line? What if my balance or sense of direction is slightly off and I'm doing a big circle? You stop. You stand still, hands on knees, painting, looking around in the darkness. Your saliva is wet and cold, and you swallow some of it and it feels refreshing. Existence. You relax, abandoning the stiffness. Am I like her? In this place? I feel like I'm fading, not falling out of existence. I don't understand this place. The dark, a baker, crumbs and readers. Her losing her
Boy.
at me. As she's saving me or just
Boy.
scaring
Boy.
me for
Boy.
some giggles.
Boy.
Crazy.
Boy. Boy.
You stand chest out, taking deep breaths, trying to get the heart rate relaxing. But I do know there's no turning back. Shit. She scared the bejesus out of me. Move on into the darkness. Okay, so she's very angry because I'm not thinking like her. I don't believe anything that she's saying. That's my interpretation right now. Is that her? You walk on for some time, mainly just listening and waving your arms before you in order not to walk face first into anything. But you notice this is starting to gain longer breaks between each arm wave. Like your brain is getting used to the fact that there is nothing in front of you. Every now and then, a bit of fear pops back into mind that there could be a wall or something, or a sudden drop in front of you. So you slow. Caution slows your movement, then relaxes again after some time. This is exhausting. You think to yourself, then a light pulses dimly just ahead, like being lost at sea and finally noticing the light emerging from lighthouse after being misplaced at sea for days. The light offers hope, land, and salvation. You move toward it, but slowly and cautiously with a serene calm. It could be the exhaustion or it could be a precaution. It's too hard to tell. But one thing you already know is in this place, sometimes the land can be more treacherous than the sea of blackness. Stick to the darkness and move away from the light. The thing is this light good or bad? That I don't know. Hey reader, yeah, you pick this option. I don't know. I don't trust this. You know what? Let's stick to the darkness and move away from the light. Retreating to the bowels of the dark, you feel it cover you, submerged you into a black smudge. In this moment, you truly do feel unconnected to everything except the black. A severe roamer, a vagabond, a drifter, an explorer, a floating and displaced self of that I am somewhere else. Wandering the darkness seems to go on for a while. The black canvas begins to play tricks on you, on your perception, and even lacerate through thoughts at almost randomized moments. Sounds buzz by but yet don't actually seem to be there. There seems to be something comforting in the negative space though, something deeply safe. Like a child hiding under a blanket from a monster. You notice you're just walking now, and any caution of walking into something has vanished along with the fear of what else could be out there in the dark, in wait. One foot in front of the other, stepping forward, onwards in what seems a straight line. You've even stopped at scanning your surroundings at this point, as any glimmer of light would stand out like the sun after an eclipse. Photophobia, a symptom of abnormal intolerance to visual perception of light. Oh. Okay. Oh, hey. Who are you? Maybe that's me sitting down? Or no. Your eyes suddenly burst into pain. Like looking into the sun, they begin to force themselves closed. Sound of buzzing of artificial lights turning on all at the exact same moment echoes through you. I was alone. As all you can think of as your eyes begin to cease burning and start to adjust, opening themselves. Adjusting quicker than you expected. Everything in front of you is illuminated. A man's voice. The man sitting in front of you. Lumina barrow, a month left open, gapping. Looks like a trash can. Suddenly, it's dark again. Okay. In the pitch black, you can still see the negative silhouette of the room. and the strange man sitting in the middle of the room. The brightest lit parts left as green, orange to white imprints of what was there. All precaution and alertness have spiked through your being. You move forward with arms waving, eyes wide open, surveyed for any glimpse or flicker of light. Breath held, ears pricked to any sound. Heart pounding and racing, legs feeling shaky but agile. You move on, but in an entirely different fashion this time, ready for what may come. Damn it. Damn this place and its non-rational.
Boy.
You think as you move forward like an exposed lamb who wandered too far into the flock. From the flock. Yeah, and surrounded by wolves in the dead of night. Everything and everyone here are so unknown, so obscure. It's a constant threat. Everything is a threat in here. Everything! You feel your chest tighten along with your fists. Your jaw clenches, and the panic is quickly turned to anger and frustration, then to a determination. Your strides forward become more controlled, pushing out all the fear as it becomes replaced with resolve. This fuel won't last forever, but it feels good for a while as you move on. Lights! Ooh, what's this? What does it say? Farm. Okay. The fueling long gone and completely diffused just as desperation was beginning to invade. A light shines in the distance. Once again, you feel like a moth to a flame and your body takes you toward it. You stop just before a group of interconnected tents. As you take a step closer, you look down and the light spreads over and through the tips of dark green grass. It's so dense that the light seems only to blanket its surface, like light trying to penetrate itself into the depths of a green lagoon. You squat down and run your hand over it. Warm. Its touch is soft and damp. Part of you just wants to lay down on it and rest. Squatting feels good too. Bending the knees and hips makes you realize how long you've been walking for. You look back up at the tents and read the sign overhanging the entrance. Electricity of the farm. Lumina Barrow Electricity. Surely it's connected.
Boy.
You ponder as you take a deep breath and begin to stand. Your knees creak and feel rusty as you return yourself to the upright position you spent so much time in. Okay, let's move to this entrance. I have a bad feeling, but let's move into it. You move cautiously across the silent, spongy grass. Your stomach begins to knot, and a tumor of fear bulges as its way up your throat like a cancer that will begin to spread if you don't swallow it back down. You swallow as you guardedly grab into the tent's entrance tarp. Pull open the tarp. Okay. An empty ticket booth sits across from you. The light is on, but there is definitely nobody in there. Ah, well. At least I don't have to pay for this.
Boy.
To your left, a display room lights up and startles you at first. A speaker blares out a recorded voice of a honeyed young lady. Oh boy, honey-eyed lady. Or something. Welcome to Electricity of the Farm, brought to you by Lumina Barrow, illuminating the aphotic. Aphotic? I don't know how to say that. Hello. Suddenly another booth lights up to the right. An upbeat melody plays from the piano, but there is no movement. The girls seem like very realistic wax sculptures. Both booths are encased in a glass wall, so there is no chance to get close enough to study them. Survey the surrounding room. The tent is circular and it feels oddly solid considering its fabric. It may just be because there is no wind moving it. It feels damp and sad for some reason. Thick where it absorbs the artificial light vividly glowing from the booths, pushing itself against the tarp, then dissipating to black at its peak points above you. A booth filled with lights and mirrors stands a few feet away from you across the tent. Just a few feet more to the back right. A small hallway with a light and a door. Okay. Nothing else. This sunless world, you mutter under your breath as you inspect both options. Let's check the small high. Yeah. You decide to skip the booth and move on. There's no need to slow down in here. You walk down the hallway, nothing is out of place. Wait, but who's this? Who is this? Or what is it? A photo sits in a basic frame on the wall opposite to the door. You study it for some time, then you grip the door handle and you stare back at the image again and study it one more time. A deep breath fills your lungs. It feels good. You turn and face the door once more, leaving the picture behind. Here we
Boy.
go again. Turn the handle. What is this? The darkness invades again, ever present, but in the not too far distance you see the light, another path. You decide to head for it. The walk is quick, but somehow you feel within yourself that you have traveled a considerable distance from where you once were. As you approach, you hear sobbing, moving closer. I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. You hear a female voice weakly saying through bouts of sobbing. Could it be the same? What is it? Anna? I forgot her name. You have walked to a solid wall to your right is where the light and sobbing is originating from. Everywhere else is the darkness, so there is only one way to go. Move on to the light. Okay, I have no choice now. We're moving on to the light. Okay. Oh, yeah, I see her. That's her. That's her, but it definitely a different lady. You turn the corner and there sits a lady of middle age. Very still, and she seems to be looking at something across the room, hidden in the dark just to your left. You look over. There seems to be nothing there. Your focus switches back to the lady who may just be in some sort of trance. Suddenly you hear the sobbing coming from just behind her. A door. The sobbing is coming from just behind her. Oh boy, could she be like some kind of guard? She's guarding the door? I don't. You step forward, now exposing your presence from the dark. Hello? You present yourself as not shock her. She offers no response at all. You take another step looking at her. She still does not even flinch. You look at the door. The sobbing continues. Hello? Hey lady, excuse me? What is going on in there? This time, you were sure to speak louder. Still nothing. You shouldn't go in there. She is broken. You're too late, you know. A girl's voice pronounces from the dark to the left of you. Spin to your left. Hello, little girl. What the
Boy.
is the first thought? Purple shades over pink shades over yellow over green over black. Peggy is bruised beyond repair. The deformed girl speaks and then has nothing more to say. She turns away from you slowly within a ghostly plane of existence and reality. You look over to the lady sitting on the chair. Grief seems to have molested her face. She still offers no sign that you are there. Walk to the door and enter it. You move toward the door, walking past the sitting lady as you brush past her. She whispers, "Forgive us for what we have done." You pause just past her. It isn't grief, it is regret that has taken her and contorted her. You think as a sense of urgency and worry embodies you. Open the door! You open the door. Suddenly you feel out of place in time and space. A girl stands with her back to you inside a black room. Sobbing, her disfigurement jolts you out of comprehension for a brief moment. Mercy burns up in your heart. What have they done to you? You mutter as your eyes fill with tears, inspecting her wounds. It's a sickening mix of open wounds, some surgical, some not, and what seems to be skin grafts and treatments only to be opened up again almost over and over. Grab her by the shoulder. Oh no, you don't do that. No, never ever do that. Oh, she's getting better because I grabbed her by the shoulder. You try to turn her to face you, but you cannot. It puzzles you as you then attempt to walk around her to see her face. No matter what you try, you're always left facing only the back of her head. You try all possible ways to get around her, every attempt in vain. I feel like a ghost. I want to get out of here. Please. Oh, this is her. I want to get out of here. Please. Someone. Anyone, help me. This is no happy ending. Most of who I was has died. But I am still here. Hello? Can I help you? Are you okay? You realize how stupid the last part of that question was. Obviously. However, she does not stir. Still oblivious to you or intentionally ignoring you. I am sorry. I am not what you wanted. Some of us are just born with tragedy in our blood. Hey, excuse me, do you need help? Again with the dumb questions, but this time you make sure to have raised your voice. Still nothing. Am I just a mistake? This whole place is a mistake. But you aren't. Nobody is a mistake. It is not the darkness that grabs me. It is the silence in here that grabs me around my throat. I cannot hide from my screaming thoughts. My head is so messed up. I feel it is messing up. It's like trying to bite my own teeth. You turn to look behind you and around the room. Nothing but the mist of darkness, always at your shoulders. Flutters of concern make their way through your stomach. The black seems darker than ever before. This darkness is terrible. Look at me, please. She continues, deaf to your plea. I used to think that death was like being blind and dumb, but still conscious. I realize that now that idea was silly and naive. No, this is something entirely different. Something far worse. Being dead would be a relief compared to this. What is your name? How did you end up here? It's so strange, so odd how torturous it all is. Unable to turn, unable to face anything. But I have. Inside myself I have. I swear it. Her voice, heightened by her statement through the hurt and tears, returns back down to the somber despair. Always changing. I'm not even the same me I was 5 minutes ago. How is it possible to change so much but not be able to change anything at all? But I stay trapped in the same damn position. The same situation left contemplating and feeling these feelings. Her voice quivers to a breaking point. I just want to get out of here. I still find myself guarding my defenses. I can't help but keep building walls around nothing. I want to get out of here also. Suddenly, you become truly aware of the absurdity of all of this. Through it, you still just want to help her. To not let her go through all of this. Something inside you wants to support her more than helping yourself. An absurd hero. A labyrinth protecting myself is so well that I can... A labyrinth protecting myself so well that I can no longer find myself at the center of it. I've grown a forest that is ever expanding and constantly thickening, pushing all inner light that I have left outwards. It's darker where myself sits than this whole place. I didn't even leave any crumbs to find my way back. The original pathway in and out has been obliterated with so many turns, so many backtracks, circles, shortcuts, scenic routes, overs, unders, insides, and inside outs. All I want to do is get out of here. So do I, but I need you to listen to me. I ran out on my own cause, and this is the aftermath. Pushed out by not being wanted even by myself. Well, at least I thought that but I realize now that isn't the case. I want me back, but it's all so overbearing. I can't get out. I'm too weak to find me and take myself by the hand. How long do I have to be tortured for my wrongs? I've weaved a tangled web as a spider, but now I am the fly. Stuck, trapped, encased, slowly consuming my own life force. Not destroying myself is a lot of work. Empathy envelops me with a worn blanket of nothingness. Termites have masticated my core. Did I say that right? The pain is so severe that even throughout the prison of rational thought, the agony vanquishes all else. Is it time? It is time. Time for calm. Because I am empty. Not just around the edges, but even within, and now I weep soul. Alone. She produces a razor blade. Uh-oh. The metal glistens with no shine you have ever seen before. Your eyes bulge out from your skull. You can feel them. I'm out here by myself, all alone. I wish they could see this world through my eyes. It all hurts so bad inside. I can't get out of here. I just want to live again. My life is nowhere, and I'm sick of hoping. I'm in here, by myself, alone. I cannot take any more care. I wish they could all see the world through my eyes. I just want to live again. I just want to live again. I just want to live again. No, don't do this. Don't be so optimistic. Whoa, that's her face. We have her face. Finally, she turns almost as though she had heard something, or she was merely searching for something or someone to eventually come. But you can't move, and you realize you have no influence over the next few moments as they unravel right before your eyes. Exhausted, the only thing you can do is stay, in some way knowing that she was witness too, and not truly soul, alone. Brings some idea of something, if anything. So you sit beside her now. You notice calmness slowly pull over the floor as the creature empties her veins. What? Opened by a razor. It goes on for some time, and she continues to cry as her life force spills forth and her self-affliction dulls to stillness. How can emptiness be so heavy? She had no face left, and I had no voice left to protest. Will anyone besides me remember her? Her shell and forgotten memories after she erased herself? Will she just fade away once I meet my own demise with no one to memorialize? All this darkness with cryptic pathways. Could I have gotten her quicker? Was there a different path? Choices. Always choices, and now I cannot live down the deceit. Why? You scream and cry, but no one is there. No one hears your call. It just echoes back at you. Nameless emotions fill you from the bottom of your soul to the top of your lungs as you continue to cry and scream. The noises which were escaping you cease after a while. You sit beside her for an incomprehensible amount of time, silent. The Dark red blood begins to dry on its edges as thick, congealed, I think that's how you say it, crust form over it. Sometimes you don't say goodbye only once. You say goodbye over and over and over and over and over forevermore. If only someone, if only I wasn't so alone. If only we weren't all left alone. If now. Not only anymore, not if anymore, but now. I've got to get a
Boy.
grip of some sort. Composure. Think, Jesus.
Boy.
Think. How did I even get here? Where was I before here? What was I doing? Maybe if I can just remember, I can figure out what here is. Where here is. Damn it. Where was I? Home. I was home. The dog was. It was barking outside. The television was on. Some of those infomercials were playing. It was a mop. Yes, a steam mop. Woof, 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 woof. The hell is he barking at? The lamp beside the couch flickered with subtlety, but I subconsciously noticed it. Because I remembered that detail now as I rose off the couch, heading through the kitchen, straight towards the back door. The door was open and the screen door was unlocked. The light in the kitchen had this bright, artificial sting to it as I walked through. Must have still been adjusting from sleep, but damn, it stung. Woof, woof, woof. I opened the back screen door. I tried turning the light on by the switch. Nothing. It was dead.
Boy.
I could see the dog in the middle of the yard, moonlight blanketing everything to a low bluish gray. Nothing out of place except the dog. It was facing towards me, towards the house, towards the back door, avoiding the house. He sat silently, just staring at me. It's strange to me. The
Boy.
Is wrong? Ugh. With a quickness shock entangled its way through the fear, shot downwards from the tip of my brain to the ends of my fingers. In the kitchen! My peripheral vision saw something through the sting of artificial glare. It was something dark, standing in the corner near the sink. I felt it behind me now. I wasn't alone. Then darkness and voices. It's about to begin again. Shh. I know. Well, how far do you think? Not very. Now keep quiet, would you? We're about to begin. Oh! I remember what it was. Move on to the darkness. Soul alone. Wow. A crowd of people? In Lion, you realized your tears could turn this whole place into a swamp. But the realization of what you know now and what is left to figure out. You have a fire that will burn this entire
Boy.
to ash. You stand. Life intensifies and rises within. The darkness becomes you once more as you take a new step. Soul. Alone. I'm alive in here. I'm open wide in here. It is still all incomplete. I'm the absurd hero in here. I'll take my time and bring this whole place down to the ground. I'm Sisyphus in here? I know. I'll never let it chain me, hold me, devour me. I welcome the darkness. Not it. Me. I will avenge Peggy. The final fold. Sugar? Wait, what? What is this? Everything is like all cheery. What? Everybody doesn't like sugar or something? We reached the final fold of the entree of Seul Alone, the entree. Written by depicted Prophet Nick Starville and produced by Paranormal Games. This is a temporary ending. Thank you for partaking in this journey into the darkness. Alright everybody, so that is going to be it for Seul Alone. This was a bit confusing for me, but I definitely felt that dark atmosphere, especially with, you know, all the noise just booming on my earphones. I definitely felt a lot of uneasiness, like things were just really weird and creepy. But yeah, I know that there are multiple endings, but I think I'll just leave it at that. So once again, big thank you to Paranormal Games for the game. And of course, thank you so much for you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, let me know with a thumbs up. Subscribe and hit the bell button so you know when I upload next time. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace.